In our morning rounds, we continue our series on sleep. We're talking about the ideal amount and how to make it happen. More than 1/4 of Americans say they sleep 6 hours or less a night. The experts say that's just not enough for most people. The CDC calls insufficient sleep, quote, a public health epidemic. Michael Breus is a clinical psychologist and board-certified sleep specialist. Michael, good to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, what is the ideal amount of sleep for an adult?
Everybody's different, but 7 really appears to be the new 8. There's been a lot of data to now show that. But when you think about it, it makes sense because the average sleep cycle is approximately 90 minutes long. The average person has 5 of those. So when you multiply that out, you get somewhere between 7 and 7.5 hours of sleep.
Can you make up for lost sleep on the weekends?
Boy, I wish you could.
I know,
it doesn't
me
really
too.
work that way. You can sleep in for about 25 to 30 minutes, but any longer than that, and it'll shift your circadian rhythm, and your whole brain wants to sleep later. And that's why Monday morning can be pretty hassle.
Does the same thing apply to naps during the 24-hour cycle?
It depends on the reason why you're napping. So I always say naps are never good for people with insomnia, but they're great for people who just don't have the time to sleep. You can actually make up for that sleep if you're taking a nap during the day, but if you have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, napping is going to make it worse.
So you say an ideal is a 90-minute nap at around 1 o'clock, and you say have a latte or a coffee before you take the nap?
So this is pretty interesting. Those are 2 different concepts. So the perfect nap is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon for approximately 90 minutes.
No working person can do that.
Understood. But what we're looking at is an adaptation for that, which I call the napa latte. And so what you do is you cool down a cup of drip coffee, which has the highest caffeine content. You drink it very quickly, and then you take a 20-minute nap. The caffeine hits your system approximately 25 minutes. You get enough stage 1, stage 2 sleep, you're good for 4 hours.
That is awesome.
Wow.
It works like a charm.
That is awesome.
That's a nice little tip. But you just said
Take advantage of the delayed effect.
yeah, that people have different sleep needs. I saw something on CBS Sunday Morning that said there are these people called short sleepers that get between 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. And I think I'm one of those.
Very, very rare, like 1/4%. Now, I know you're special. But I don't know if you're that special in the world of sleep.
No. I'm not even thinking I'm special. I just think that it's very difficult. But you said 4 to 5 hours is just not enough.
It's not. The data would now show that when people sleep less than 5 hours a night on a regular basis, it doubles mortality.
Doubles mortality.
Doubles mortality. So when you're
Doubles.
looking, so when you're looking at sleep,
Michael, what are you saying?
sleep affects every organ system,
If you don't get
every
enough sleep,
disease
you
state.
die.
You die early.
Wow.
Right. Everything has to do with sleep.
You're not including hot flashes in that.
including-
You're not including
we
hot
can talk
flashes in
about that.
Okay,
And
but
what about weight gain? Yeah, about weight gain.
So
a lot of people here at CBS This Morning work odd shifts.
Right. So when we talk about weight gain, we know that sleep deprivation actually has a dramatic effect on your weight. Sleep deprivation will cause a lower in your metabolism and increase your appetite. It changes your hormonal levels, even changes your food choices. In my book, The Sleep Doctor's Diet Plan, Lose Weight Through Better Sleep, we really look at that relationship quite distinctly.
The napping, one more time. The hour and a half for 90 minutes in the middle of the day at 1 o'clock. Does that upset your circadian rhythm?
It shouldn't, but that's very similar to a siesta. So what we see in South American and Latin American countries, this has been going on evolutionarily for hundreds and hundreds of years, so I don't believe it does.
Okay.
So you're saying no matter what your shift, you need to figure this out.
You need
to figure it out.
get enough sleep. It affects everything.
Anybody.
I agree with that.
Be more like Charlie Rose. That's what this segment is about. Yeah, Charlie's figured it
It's
out.
on to something with naps. Michael, good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
I might become a patient.